Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, so let's just dive in. And let's start off with some statistics. So one, the holders tab. We just smashed through 34,000. We're sitting at about 34,390. Obviously a statistic telling us that we are extremely early on what Casper is doing. I think a lot of people are still waiting though for a few things to happen with Casper. Mainly, we're still waiting for IPW to go live with their $7 to $10 billion worth of patents to come over to the Casper ecosystem. We're still waiting for Casper 2.0 as well. There's a lot still left in the tank for Casper, in my opinion. I mean, you got to think about like exchange listings, followed with, Casper 2.0, a lot more holders. There's a lot of supply still being locked away. You have the IPW announcement. There's probably partnerships down the line as well. I mean, like there's a lot in the Casper pipeline that we have still yet to see. NDAs are probably skyrocketing for Casper as well, especially within the enterprise grade sector. And there's just so much still left to look forward to with Casper. And I think that this year, things have started to change. Slowly but surely, then all at once is always the quote that I like to say with this space, is because like with Casper, just recently we started to see the holders tab increasing in statistics. We started to see the supply getting locked away at a rapid pace. We started to see a lot more focus on Casper. We started to see a lot more expansion of Casper. I mean, this is the year that we start to see a lot more attention coming over to the Casper space, and it's very exciting to see this. Listen, for me personally, one, I'm still a very small YouTuber, still a very small content creator, if you will, around crypto, and Casper has definitely been a spotlighted project on this channel for quite some time now, well over a year. And I will continue to talk about Casper, whether the price changes tomorrow or the next week. It does not matter. I love talking about this technology. I see this technology as the next frontier for not only enterprises, but even the retail sector. And I'll talk about that in this video as well. But for the most part, talking about Casper has been a journey for sure. Because initially on when we started talking about it, I think that like there's only a few other individuals talking about Casper. Obviously got to give a shout out to Kevin Cage because he was like one of the first ones on the Casper train. And ever since then we started to see the ecosystem and the community blossom. There's a lot of individuals out there. I got to shout out X Frontier as well. There's so many people talking about Casper now, and I think that this is going to be a trend that continues because currently speaking, as we look at Casper, as we look at things happening, we are about to see an incredible year for crypto technology, but Casper itself. And I think it all starts with enterprise. So we do see Casper Punks actually posting CoinDesk, shout out to the CTO of Casper Labs, talking on enterprise blockchain being a $1.4 trillion market. Now, one thing that I personally love to look at is Hyperledger. Recently, there was a Casper post from Casper Labs happening now at Consensus 2023. Come by Hyperledger's booth 312 to hear Casper Labs CTO, Metaparlikar, talking about, of course, enterprises. Now, as we really kind of look at this, I do think that enterprises are going to be, the main thing that brings a ton of adoption to crypto. In fact, the best way that I look at enterprise grade adoption for crypto and DLT itself is we will have crypto become the infrastructure for a lot of these enterprises. This is the best way to get mass adoption. A lot of people look at mass adoption of crypto in a variety of different ways. One very cliche way to look at mass adoption is, all right, everyone's going to be transacting in crypto. I think that is a very illogical way to look at it. Mass adoption to me is these companies, these enterprise grade companies that have a domino effect down the list to everyday life, utilizing crypto as their core infrastructure. When you do this, when you have something like that, right? For an example, you have Google sourcing the potential and the power of DLT to scale their operations, to digitize their operations. Well, then you have on the front end, everything staying the same, but on the back end, you change the entire infrastructure of the business model, meaning anyone utilizing Google products, They are getting the same experience, except it's a lot more efficient because, again, they don't know, but on the back end, they are utilizing DLT to scale their business model to make things more affordable for the front end user. This is how I look at mass adoption. It's very similar to the internet. Most people don't know internet protocols, but guess what? Those protocols allow for everything to work in a smooth and efficient manner. The same way that I believe that DLT will be for, again, enterprises and so many other areas of opportunity. And again, it all starts with Hyperledger. I mean, like when you look at Hyperledger and you look at the members of Hyperledger, it is extremely vast. Some of the largest names out there, and this is just a few. When you actually go and look at the interactive map on Hyperledger's website and you scroll down and you see some of these names, I mean, it's clear to me that mass adoption from the enterprise grade sector is beginning, and it's beginning through names like the Hyperledger, foundation, because this is an overall group that's been focused on the Hyperledger, on the enterprise grade sector for so long. Having your project, having your blockchain, if you will, on this list tells me that yes, it will be exposed to, hundreds of major enterprise grade names out there. But also, there's a possibility that it could be exposed to massive amounts of money. When we look at the landscape, you are viewing 180 cards with a total of 33,517 stars, market cap of $2.5 trillion, and funding of $3.5 billion. And what's crazy to me is that this isn't just all of the names tied to Hyperledger. There's still a lot more left to be added, but some of these are the largest names around the retail sector. Like, for an example, we all know Walmart, we all know Visa. These are just a few of the names tied to this, and as you look through all of these names, it is very exciting to see some of these names. But I do think that, again, enterprise is the next frontier. This is the next major target, because once we get enterprise bagged, that's it. Then that's an immediate exposure to all of the retail sector that is utilizing these products or utilizing these companies or shopping within these companies. That is a huge deal. And a lot of people think that it's Ethereum, that Ethereum is it. Over here, we do see from the X Frontier, Paul Brody from EY News, a longtime advocate for Ethereum, on why Ethereum will be the winner. This is comical. Here's a quote. The best technology never wins. It's the technology that has critical mass that's good enough. The best technology never wins. I don't believe that enterprises are going, to just utilize, this technology, it has critical mass, so we might as well utilize this technology. I know it's not the best, but we might as well utilize it, right? No, that is not going to be the case. We do see, wow, he basically said Ethereum is not the best technology and that it's just good enough. I'm sure enterprises want better than that. And then he did post a clip of Meta actually, touting Casper and telling enterprises to reach out to Casper. But I think that this is already starting. When you look at some of these announcements recently, this is a day ago. So this is Hedge Up. This is a project that was built out on Ethereum. It started to move. It transitioned away from Ethereum and it went to look to build on Stellar. But this was just one of many. I mean, Ethereum has been losing a lot of companies to other major networks. Hedera has been one that we've focused on quite a bit in the past. And there's so many other projects. And these are just like a few examples. There's a lot more projects. I've talked about them on this channel. I do think that Ethereum will soon lose a lot of its dominance because, again, the technology aspect around it is not efficient. Ethereum cannot scale as efficiently as some of these networks. Ethereum is not as affordable as some of these networks. There's a lot of problems around Ethereum compared to Casper, compared to Hedera, compared to any other network in this space. And it's crazy to me that we are still sitting at a $200 and almost $28 billion market cap for Ethereum. And at its all-time high, it almost hit $600 billion worth of market cap. Now, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to say Ethereum is complete garbage and that it doesn't deserve these market caps. It doesn't deserve the level that it's at now. No, very similar to Bitcoin, I think that Ethereum has paved the way for a lot of these other great networks to become a reality. And I'm not going to take that away. But what I'm saying is when we compare Ethereum to other networks, we know that some of these other networks are extremely efficient, and it's right on par, if not way better than Ethereum technology. The tech stack is what I'm personally looking at, because enterprises aren't just going to choose, the most adopted network. They want the best for their business. This is also why I believe that Hedera has been gaining a ton of strength in terms of adoption. And yes, price-wise, yeah, a lot of them are not on par with Ethereum's market cap. But you got to remember that Ethereum has been out for well over 7 years now. Okay, and when you compare that to something like Casper, Casper has barely been around for longer than 2 years. We're still very, very far away from mass adoption of Casper. We are still very far away from where Casper is even going to go in terms of market cap and the potential of it. We still have a long ways to go on a lot of these networks. Ethereum so far has done very well, but I don't believe that Ethereum is the winner. I don't think that Ethereum is the one. But it is crazy to think about a future where some of these networks have the same market cap as Ethereum. Imagine Casper boasting a $600 billion market cap. And this would be a 1008x from today's price. So when I take a look at Casper, I'm like, okay, well, $100 billion in market cap. A $9.12 Casper, 170x. Like, this is a possibility. But even if you cut that in half, you're still looking at an 85x from today's price point. And we know Casper is hyper-focused on enterprise. We know Casper has the efficiencies tied to it. We know that the upgradable smart contracts is a major game changer. And we know that as we look at Casper today, they have some of the biggest cloud companies tied to them that also are exposed to some of the largest enterprises out there as well. Again, from the X Frontier, Casper Labs collaborates with two of the largest or the biggest global cloud service providers, Google Cloud and AWS Cloud. These two combine for 45% of the market share with 34% and 11% respectively. We are thrilled to have the Casper Network's blockchain product available in AWS Marketplace, and that customers can now benefit from the Web3 technology anywhere in the world. Through our work with Casper Labs, we can provide secure, reliable, and sustainable cloud infrastructure for developers to build and scale their products on the Casper protocol. This is from Google themselves. This is also from AWS. What does this mean? It will accelerate the adoption of blockchain by enterprises and Web2 developers. How? A, it will enable enterprises to quickly architect and deploy a network configuration of their choosing while receiving Casper Labs professional services. B, allows for seamless onboarding of developers looking to build on blockchain environment, providing them with Casper native smart contract and all-on-one chain capabilities without needing to learn new highly specialized programming languages. Why does it matter? Because Casper's virtual machine is built using WASM, which was developed by W3C, the World Wide Web Consortium for Web Standards. WASM technology already encompasses a wide range of programming languages, Java, JavaScript, C++, Rust applications and frameworks that we all are already using today. Again, a direct exposure to the languages that are encompassing every sort of day life, right? So this is huge. And then how does this benefit Casper? Increases awareness of Casper blockchain in both developer and enterprises scope to build their products and further decentralize its network. Yes, I think that this is great. And looking at Google Cloud, looking at AWS, like a lot of people have talked about AWS in the past and said, oh, look at Amazon's using our blockchain. That's not the way to look at it. AWS is just cloud infrastructure. This is their Amazon web services. But having exposure to that exposes Casper to their customers that could benefit from and utilize Web3 technology. It's the same exact way that I looked at the recent Google Cloud announcement. This is their pinned tweet. Almost 400,000 individuals viewed this. Calling seed to Series A Web3 projects and startups. Want to get up to $200,000 in cloud credits and exclusive benefits. Gated Discord channel with Google Cloud Web3 product and engineering. And then there's a whole bunch of other access here. Now, this isn't including Casper. As you guys do see, it's a few grants to some of these other networks, like even Hedera, for example. But what's exciting about this is that as you actually look at this, this is providing a little bit of an insight on where things are headed. The future is enterprise. The future is crypto enterprise applications and projects. Web3 is becoming a reality, and whether or not you want to realize this and you want to be part of it, many will be left behind. A lot of these networks, listen, this is not going to be Ethereum based. Like when we look at Ethereum, like there's a reason why Ethereum wasn't even included in this. When we look at Ethereum itself, like I said, it has done very well in paving the way for a lot of these networks like Casper to be realized in. But the future is not Ethereum. Even when you look at the recent announcement from MasterCard teaming with Solana, Polygon on new crypto credential standards, like this is huge, and it's showing you that, yeah, you're not going to see Ethereum becoming the forefront for a lot of these major use cases. It's going to be efficient technology. And the truth of the matter is that Ethereum is just not efficient as a tech stack. Yeah, there's a lot of exposure to Ethereum. Ethereum is still the #1 TVL for DeFi, if you will. But the future is a lot of these enterprise grade focused networks that are extremely efficient. And Casper is one of them. So when I look at Casper, when I look at the exposure that it already has to the enterprise grade sector through Hyperledger, through Google Cloud, through AWS, through all of that, and they are really focused on becoming the home for a lot of these developers around Web3, I just don't see a world where Casper is not a big leader within the Web3 ecosystem around enterprise adoption. And yes, that does not take away power and the potential of what Hedera could become, or what, whatever next network there is. Whenever we look at the enterprise sector, this is becoming a reality, and it's here. And it's here to stay. And when we look at operations around the enterprise grade sector, they want to transform their business operations and reduce cost and cut down on the compensation that they need to run on some of these technology stacks. Ethereum just isn't the one, because it's going to be expensive. It's not going to scale efficiently. There's a lot of problems tied to it. And when we look at what's happening here, right, you could see what's going on. Like this is them talking to, so we do see Daniela Barbosa, the executive director of the open source blockchain development firm, the Hyperledger Foundation, spoke to Cointelegraph about how blockchain for enterprise is transforming global markets and industries. And we can see that, this is creating value in various enterprise use cases such as provenance tracking, logistics, and cross-border payments. By providing efficiency and cost-saving solutions while saving time and labor, enterprise blockchain technology offers a reliable, secure source of data that enables businesses to reduce the cost of record keeping, automate business processes, and increase efficiency. This is the key to it all. And when we look at some of the things, like Goldman Sachs recently arranged a 100 million euro 2-year digital bond for the European Investment Bank with 2 other banks, all based on a permissioned blockchain. That is a significant milestone for the financial markets and enterprise-grade blockchain technology. And then also down here, today, 114 countries representing over 95% of global GDP are exploring CBDCs, which we've talked about them. Listen, we've discussed CBDCs many times on this channel. Governments are moving carefully, and goals range from modernizing payment processes to removing barriers and costs associated with back-end settlements to boosting financial inclusion. There is so much opportunity here for DLT and crypto itself, but again, it's going to be the technology that can scale efficiently, that doesn't have extremely high cost. And ultimately, listen, these enterprises are not going to sit around waiting for a network to upgrade. Like everyone's still saying Ethereum 3.0, Ethereum 3.0. Listen, it does not matter about Ethereum 3.0. It's still months and possibly even years away. Casper's here today. Hedera is here today. These networks are here today that already boast what these enterprises want. They are not going to sit around and lose the technology race. Did you ever hear a year in technology is 7 years in real time? That's because it's true. Like, as we really kind of look at how fast technology moves, it moves extremely fast, and especially crypto. Because outside of, crypto, yeah, these technology asset classes, they're large, they move very fast, but crypto is 24/7, 365, innovating and ultimately transforming the way businesses could operate all the time and in an extremely rapid pace. Enterprises are not going to wait. They're not going to wait for Ethereum to become efficient. They are going to utilize the best-in-class technology. I believe that Casper could very well be one of them. I think that, if we're talking tens of billions of dollars in market cap, we're early. We are early. There's no way to put it other than we are early. You know, when we're talking about these networks and these projects at $1 trillion plus market cap, and yeah, it's going to take time. Listen, I'm not expecting Casper to hit a $1 trillion market cap, you know, next year or the year after that. But I do believe that Casper could hit $100 billion in market cap within, you know, the next 2 years. I think that that is a possibility. Is it going to go to an exact $100 billion in market cap? No, but I do think that it will hit somewhere around that range. Even if it hits 3/4 of the way at a $75 billion market cap, that is still well over a 127x, you're looking at almost a $7 Casper. Now, I wouldn't have your sights set on just one price target, but I do think that long term, a lot of what we see around this entire asset class, what we look at with a lot of these projects and what we are seeing today is proof that we are not only in the right side of tech and history itself in the making, but we are also very early in this life-changing asset class. And I say that with all due respect to the idea that, like, one, we are seeing the evolution of technology before our eyes. And when we look at the adoption cycle of this technology, it is starting to be streamlined. We are starting to see a lot more moves being made around crypto through names like MasterCard, Google, Amazon, and there's so many other ones, especially around the financial grade sector. So I am so excited for what the future has to hold for Casper. I'm so excited for what the future has to hold around a lot of these assets. But Casper, to me, is so early. It's so early. It really is mind-blowing just on how early we really are with what Casper is doing. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.